Hello everyone and welcome back to the project. I hope you're doing alright. So I'm continuing with my zombies, and what I saw from the original scene is that there is actually 11 of them plus the hero and the bigger zombie. So what I'm gonna do, because I won't have the time to sculpt 11 of them, I'm just gonna create a few versions and then mix a few things all together to have this 11 one. Okay? So, because sometimes you can only do what you can do. Okay? And to start the conversation about being an artist as a business, like earning money with your 3D arts, what I think is that this is at the intersection of three things. What you can do, okay? What people want, and the last thing is what you can sell. Okay? So what you can do, it's what we are doing here. Are you more like a 3D modeler? Are you more about only sculpting things? Maybe rigging and skinning or animating? Maybe you are into VFX and these kind of things. What are your skills and what are you capable of doing? Of course, at a professional level or at a certain level. Okay, that would be the question you can ask yourself. And if you don't know the answer, it's alright. You can just explore a lot of different paths. Like we do here, we are creating an entire project, exploring a lot of different techniques and tools that we are not used to most of the time, or that we don't use that often, that we can't achieve this kind of level. And it's also a matter of having the time to do it, because I'm not doing that full time, just a couple of hours a week. Okay? So you can explore like that, and maybe out of all of this, there will be something that you kinda like and you would like to explore more and to push to this kind of level you want to. Of course, then you've got the question of this famous quote, being a jack of all trades or being a master at something. Most of you might have only heard the beginning of this quote, which is jack of all trades and master of none. Okay, but there is an end to that, which is, but it's still better than a master of one. Okay, so this means that being a jack of all trades is not a bad thing. It depends on the situation. The more people you can work with, the more specialized people will be most of the time. Of course, it's just a generality. It's not always the case. But if you are surrounded by 10 people, of course, you will have the opportunity to improve your skill on one particular topic. Whereas if you're only one or two people, of course, you will need to learn a lot of few things, because if you want to be good at texturing, of course, you will need to model or find some model to texture. And that's it. And most of the time, knowing a bit of everything is a very good thing, because that allows you to communicate with the other people and to know what they expect from you as well. Okay? And being a master of something, of course, there are a lot of people out there that are real masters, but you can learn from them how they do things, their process. As I talked about in the previous video, most of the time they have tutorials, or you can ask them some things, or you can even use what they do as an inspiration. Meaning that if they are like into nature landscape, maybe this will make you want to do the same, and you can try to study their composition, colors, and all of that to get better at something. Okay, next item on the list is what people want. Of course, because it's about money. Money is used to exchange something against something else. Okay, so if you want to earn money, of course, you are exchanging what you can do. Okay, the first part. And of course, you have to offer something that people want. And this is where the market research comes into place. You can just go out there on the internet and just go into 3D forums, and maybe there are videos that explain what people usually would buy. today there is a big market for assets, so you can do 3D models, texture pack, shader packs. You can also offer to create animations, okay? And so on and so on. The list is almost infinite. There is a lot of needs in creativity and creations today. And so next, the last thing on our list is what you can sell, of course, because even if you do like 3D models and people want 3D model, you have to make sure you can sell them, okay? And of course, nowadays, there is nothing easier than to sell what you do, okay? There is I think a quote from Alan Watts, a philosopher, that says that if you train on something that you like, you'll eventually become good. And of course, somebody will eventually buy what you're doing. Okay? If it's like anything we've mentioned before, you will find someone who is interested in buying it. Of course, the more niche you go, like maybe it's a model for some kind of specific theme that almost nobody uses or likes, of course it will be harder to be able to sell it. But if it's just like models and it's maybe character models or like a zombie pack, let's say, because we are doing zombies at the moment, that is sellable, okay? So that would be the business side of it. Of course, so you can just enjoy creating something just for yourself or your friends or your relatives or even for the world, but you don't need to make money out of this. And I think that even if you want to make money, it is important you still have something, some part of it, most of it that is enjoyable. That's my point of view, of course, but I do think that we can like what we do in life. I worked at some places where I didn't like it, but I found a way of things or even people that makes me want to keep on going and to keep on working. So, as you can see, now I have just created 3 more zombies, so I have 4 of them, and I'm just gonna mix all the different clothing and maybe some of their parts together to get the 11 final zombies. I'm gonna post them, I think not next time. I don't know how much it will take me to do the hero and the giant zombie. If I finished next week, then I'll do the posing and the animations, and of course then the render, and we'll be done maybe in a couple of weeks. So hope this was useful for you. Don't hesitate to ask me any questions in the comments if you have any. I'll be glad to answer. Happy creating, have a good day, have a good life as usual, and I'll see you next time. Bye everybody.